The speaker representing graduate students is a candidate for the Master of Music degree, also in composition, as a student of David Conti. Please welcome to the stage, Michael Rosin.
President Stull, Provost and Dean Sheeran, administration, faculty, staff, honored guests, parents, friends, and the members of the San Francisco Conservatory of Music graduating class of 2016. I presented the senior commencement speech at my undergraduate graduation at Montclair State University, way over in New Jersey, about 2 years ago. It was the university commencement, so every major was present, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because now I get to talk to exclusively my major, all musicians. It was wonderful giving a universal message, but now I can really talk shop. Over the course of my 2 years here, once in a while after giving a presentation or a lecture, a few fellow students would come up to me and say, "Your public speaking is so fluid, I'm so jealous, I wish I was like you." No, you've got it completely wrong. I wish I was like you. Speaking does not have the same rigidity that music has. I watch speakers almost every day, all kinds of speakers, motivational speakers especially, stand-up comedians, activists, TED Talks. And if you watch, even the best speakers are allowed to take time speaking. They're allowed to do this. They're allowed to cough, sneeze, laugh, excuse themselves, whatever. But you all, on the other hand, have a marking of a quarter note equals 108 for 6 minutes straight. Go. There's a forgiveness in speech that just doesn't exist in music. Music requires a linear focus, unlike anything else. Honestly, it's so unnatural, really. I mean, our brains aren't hardwired to do that. We're meant to keep alert and react to distractions. So why do we commit ourselves to tasks that seem impossible and against our nature? Do you know that every human being has what's called a DRD4 gene? It's also known as a risk gene, and a small percentage of people have a variation of this gene that makes them more resilient to stress and anxiety. They typically take more risks and are more daring. These people typically become skydivers and mountain climbers, bungee jumpers, astronauts, people who perform their own stunts, and from where I'm standing, people just like you all. To evaluate a high-risk task and commit yourself to it anyway, it's the same as those skydivers, and I'm not just talking to the performance majors. Every composer in here remembers that SFCM audition for composition majors was the most performance-heavy of any other school we auditioned for. See, now that I'm talking to musicians, I can talk shop. But you know what, I think our variation of this gene is slightly different than just a greater resilience to anxiety. Music takes years of preparation and practice, so it's certainly more than just the desire of the temporary thrill of free fall, although I know music feels like that sometimes. No, I think ours is made more from love, pure love, honestly, the desire and the ability to love unconditionally. There's an anecdote that testifies to this quite well that you may be familiar with. I've heard it a few times throughout my life, the most recent being the health and wellness course here offered at the Conservatory. It is believed that if a mother saw her children stuck under a car, she would be able to lift that car to save them. Seriously. There are professional bodybuilders that can't lift a car. What does that say about the word impossible? What does that say about the word love? Do you see what unconditional love can unlock? And what's so exciting is that you all have that exact same love in your gene. I know for a fact you do. You wouldn't be sitting here right now if you didn't. We all know the commitment it takes to start and finish a degree in music. There's nothing convenient about it, but we didn't choose this life looking for convenience. We chose this life looking for true love. Sometimes all you have is to rely on is that love, but always, it's always more than enough. Because the hard part is not lifting the car. The hard part is finding a reason you love enough to lift that car. That's almost impossible for some people. Most people live their whole lives looking for a love like that. And when you combine that kind of love with that special tolerance you have in your risk gene, you guys are superhuman. Wow, so that word impossible is looking pretty silly right about now. You are no different from the bungee jumpers, the astronauts, the skydivers, the mountain climbers, the star reachers. Love is your gene. Love is your key to the impossible. Love. Dr. Aspo in my psychology of music education class taught us that one language has 29 different words for the different kinds of love. Well, here's the 30th. Love as it appears magnified and stronger through the filter of music. You've had the privilege to perform the language of love with unconditional love in the city of love for 4 years, for 2 years. Even if you've only been here for 1 year, that's 1 year full of the greatest amount of the most important human emotion. It's so great that I'm talking to musicians because now I can talk shop. I know what you all thought. First time I said, I can talk shop, everyone thought, oh, Michael's the theory tutor. He's going to make a whole bunch of extended music theory metaphors with love and music. No. First thing I think about when I think about talking shop with music is this. This is timeless. There's no science to explain this gene. There's no musical structure analysis to explain this structure. It always seems like musicians are plagued with self-doubt more than any other person in the world. And now do you see just how ridiculous that is? You guys destroy the word impossible. So from this day on, I don't want you to practice and compose trying to obtain what the great musicians have. I want you to practice and compose knowing that you already have it. One of my favorite things to do is, other than live in the library, like you all know, is to go to the 3rd or 5th floor and just wander among the hallways with the practice rooms and just take it all in and listen to you all practicing the great masterpieces of music surrounding me at once in their pure, real form. You can't get that same sensation from turning on surround sound or a bunch of radios, and you can't get that same sensation from other conservatories around the country because they're not in San Francisco. You can only get love like that at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. So everyone, please, for the rest of your life, from your heart, that special unconditional love, and I promise you will always win, you will always live, you will always love. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the San Francisco Conservatory of Music.